You don't notice it at first. It doesn't come with a warning, no loud alarm, no dramatic moment. One day you just wake up and realize the rules have changed. The world moves the same, money flows the same, bills still arrive. But you're not playing the same game anymore. And if you don't understand what's coming after 70, it won't just surprise you. It will cost you everything you spent your life building. Let me tell you something most people never say out loud. Growing old is not the hardest part. Losing control of your money is. I've seen people work for 40, 50 years, saving every penny, sacrificing dreams, delaying happiness, and then in just a few years after 70, everything slips through their fingers. Not because they were careless, but because no one told them what really happens. The first thing that hits you, whether you like it or not, is your income changes forever. For most of your life, money came in because you worked. You showed up, you earned, you controlled your income. But after 70, that engine slows down or stops completely. Salary disappears. Business becomes harder to manage. Even side income feels exhausting. And suddenly, you're no longer earning money. You're living off it. That shift is dangerous if you're not prepared. Because when money is coming in, mistakes don't hurt as much. You can recover. But when money is only going out, every decision matters. Every rupee matters. One bad investment, one wrong decision, one unnecessary expense. And it doesn't just set you back, it can break your financial stability. I once met a man who retired comfortably. Good savings, a house, no debt. But he kept spending like he was still earning, helping relatives, upgrading things, taking financial risks to grow more. Within 8 years, his savings were almost gone. Not because he was foolish, but because he didn't respect the new reality. After 70, your money is not for growing fast. It's for lasting long. The second thing that happens, your expenses don't go down the way you think they will. In fact, they often go up. Most people believe retirement means fewer expenses. No commute, no office costs, no big responsibilities. Sounds good, right? But here's the truth. New expenses replace the old ones. Healthcare becomes your biggest bill. Medicines, checkups, unexpected treatments. These don't ask for permission. They just show up. And they don't come cheap. One hospital visit can wipe out months, even years of savings. And it's not just health. It's support. Maybe you need help at home. Maybe you can't manage everything alone. Maybe things that were once simple now require assistance. All of that costs money. And if you didn't plan for it, you don't just feel the pressure financially, you feel it emotionally. Because nothing hurts more than needing help and worrying if you can afford it. The third thing, your risk tolerance changes whether you accept it or not. When you're younger, you can take risks. You can invest aggressively, chase opportunities, recover from losses. Time is on your side. But after 70, time becomes your biggest limitation. A bad investment at 30? You can recover in 5-10 years. A bad investment at 70? That recovery window may not exist. And yet, this is where many people make the biggest mistake. They chase quick gains. They fall for high return promises. They listen to the wrong advice because deep down, they feel like they're running out of time. That urgency can destroy everything. I've seen retirees lose their life savings in schemes that sounded too good to miss. They weren't greedy. They were afraid of not having enough, afraid of becoming dependent, and that fear made them vulnerable. After 70, protecting your money is more important than multiplying it. The fourth thing that happens, your financial independence becomes fragile. This one is hard to accept. For decades, you were the provider, the decision maker, the one people relied on. But as time passes, roles can change. And if your finances aren't strong, you may find yourself depending on others. And dependence doesn't just affect your lifestyle, it affects your dignity. Imagine having to ask for money for basic needs. Imagine feeling like a burden after a lifetime of giving. That's not just a financial problem, that's emotional pain. And the truth is, financial independence after 70 is not about being rich. It's about having control, having enough to make your own choices, to live with self-respect. The people who understand this early build systems that support them later. The ones who ignore it face consequences they never imagined. And the fifth thing, your mindset about money either saves you or ruins you. This is where everything comes together. After 70, money is not just numbers. It's security, it's peace, it's freedom. But your mindset determines how you handle it. Some people become overly fearful. They stop spending completely. They deny themselves even basic comforts. They live in constant anxieties, and even if they have enough, Others do the opposite. They spend without thinking. They assume things will work out. They avoid looking at their finances because it feels uncomfortable. Both extremes are dangerous. The right mindset is balance, understanding that money is a tool, not something to fear, not something to waste. It's something to manage with clarity. I remember an elderly woman who lived a simple but peaceful life. She wasn't extremely wealthy, but she knew exactly what she had. She planned her expenses. She avoided unnecessary risks. She enjoyed her life without guilt and because she had control. That's the difference. After 70, it's not about how much you have. It's about how well you manage it. Now, here's the part most people don't want to hear. All of this doesn't start at 70. It starts decades earlier. The habits you build in your 30s, 40s, 50s, they decide your reality later. How you save, how you invest, how you think about money, how you prepare for uncertainty. Because once you reach that stage, you don't get a second chance to fix major mistakes. But here's the good news. If you're hearing this now, it's not too late to think differently. Start looking at money not just as something you earn, but something you must protect. Start simplifying your financial life. Reduce unnecessary risks. Build stability instead of chasing excitement. Think about longevity, not just how to make money, but how to make it last. Because the real goal is not to die with the most money. The real goal is to live your final years with peace, dignity, and freedom. No fear of bills. No anxiety about the future. No dependence that steals your confidence. Just a quiet strength, knowing you prepared well. And if there's one thing you take away from this, let it be this. Time will change your body. It will change your energy. It will change your opportunities. But if you're smart, it won't take away your control. Because the people who win in the end are not the ones who made the most money. They're the ones who understood how to keep it, protect it, and use it wisely when it mattered the most. Don't wait for 70 to realize this. By then, it might already be too late. And here's where it gets even more real. Because nobody talks about what happens when time and money collide. After 70, time feels different. Days move slower, but years move faster. You start to realize that every financial decision is no longer just about profit or loss. It's about how you want to live the rest of your life. Do you want peace or pressure? Do you want freedom or dependence? And this is exactly where many people make a silent mistake. They delay decisions they should have made years ago. They delay organizing their finances. They delay simplifying their investments. They delay having honest conversations with their family about money. And that delay creates confusion, stress, and sometimes even conflict. I've seen families fall apart, not because of lack of money, but because of lack of clarity. No one knew where the money was. No one knew what the plan was. And when the time came, it turned into chaos. If you're approaching that stage, or even thinking about it, understand this clearly. Clarity is more valuable than complexity. You don't need 10 investment accounts. You don't need risky strategies. You don't need to impress anyone. What you need is a clear, simple system that you understand, and that someone you trust can also understand if needed. Because after 70, simplicity is power. And then comes something even deeper, something most people don't prepare for at all. The emotional side of money. You see, money is not just about numbers. It's connected to identity. For years, maybe you were the one earning, providing, making decisions. Your self-worth was tied to your financial role. But when that role changes, it can feel like you've lost a part of yourself. And that feeling can push people into bad financial choices. Some try to prove they still have it by taking unnecessary risks. Some give away money to feel valued or needed. Some hide their financial struggles out of pride until it becomes too late. This is not about intelligence. It's about emotion. And if you don't recognize it, it can quietly destroy everything. The strongest people are not the ones who deny this, but the ones who accept it and adjust. They redefine their relationship with money. They understand that their value is not in how much they earn, but in how wisely they manage what they have. They shift from chasing more to protecting enough. And then there's one more truth, a hard one, but an important one. After 70, the margin for error becomes very small. A single financial mistake can have a long-lasting impact. A wrong signature, a misunderstood investment, trusting the wrong person, ignoring a small problem that grows into a big one, and suddenly, everything changes. That's why awareness becomes your strongest defense. You don't have to become a financial expert, but you must stay alert, ask questions, double-check decisions, take your time, because at this stage, rushing is expensive, And being careless is even more expensive. Now let me tell you something powerful. The goal is not to live in fear of money. The goal is to gain control over it. Because when you have control, something beautiful happens. You start to feel lighter. You stop worrying about every small expense. You stop comparing yourself to others. You stop chasing things that don't matter. And you start focusing on what truly matters. Peace, family, health, and dignity. That's real wealth, not a number in a bank account, but a feeling that no matter what happens, you're okay. And if you're younger listening to this thinking, this is far away from me, let me challenge that thought, because the habits you build today are quietly shaping your future. Every unnecessary expense, every delayed investment, every financial decision you ignore. It's not just about today. It's building your reality for later. And the truth is, most people don't fail because they didn't earn enough. They fail because they didn't prepare enough. They didn't think long term. They didn't respect how money behaves over time. And they assumed they would figure it out later. But later comes faster than you think. One day you're full of energy, chasing opportunities. And the next, you're looking back, hoping you made the right choices. So don't wait for that moment. Start now. Start thinking differently. Start acting intentionally. Because financial freedom is not an accident. It's built decision by decision, year by year. And if you do it right, if you stay disciplined, if you stay aware, if you respect your money, then something incredible happens. You don't just survive after 70, you thrive. You wake up without fear. You live without pressure. You make choices based on what you want, not what you can afford. And that is a level of freedom most people never reach. But it's possible, not by luck, not by chance, but by understanding the truth and acting on it before it's too late. So remember this, time will keep moving. Your energy will change, your opportunities will shift. But your financial decisions, starting today, will echo into every year of your future. Make them count, because one day, you won't be thinking about how much you made. You'll be thinking about how well you prepared. And when that moment comes, you'll either feel peace or regret. The choice is being made right now.